I give you an example. In Matsushita Electric, a graph containing 21 transactions did not qualify as a summary because the summarized transactions were not voluminous. You've already put the phone records in evidence, and the jury can do its own check if it disagrees. And I find that the chart that was prepared by the detective is a demonstrative exhibit.
My research, I saw things that were equivalent. So may I just provide some sites over lunch if I feel like there are? Because
if you think I'm wrong, I'll always consider more sites. But
there's multiple inches of phone
let me
records.
suggest there's lots of material in there. But what the witness has done in his summary is he's put a spin on it. He's illustrated his testimony with his own, or the state's spin on it, which is, these are the phone calls we thought were relevant, these are the durations, this is, and it's highlighting that particular part of the state's theory of the case. I think that's demonstrative. I do not think it's properly a summary of voluminous exhibits. I mean, I consider the voluminous thing is when you go into government records and you just have warehouses of records, and you have to find the needle in the haystack, you pull it out and summarize it and give it to them. But when they're phone records and you want to pull out in those phone records, which have already been admitted, what you think are the salient points, my view is that's a demonstrative exhibit. I'd also suggest that what I take from the rule is that other than Matsushita, which says it shouldn't have gone to the jury, usually the courts of appeals say, you know, it's pretty discretionary, the rule's pretty loose, and we're not really going to reverse anything anyway. But in this case, it's not going back to the jury.
May I ask if the court can or can we make sure the jury knows that ruling's been made, that, like you've been saying, each time it's illustrative, it's not going to go back?
I don't know. I've been watching the jury. They're taking pretty close notes.
I understand, but
They're
they didn't
taking
know.
pretty close notes on what the testimony was. I don't think you have to worry that they're going to get it confused.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the only other thing I want to put on the record is make it clear that we are willing and have offered to stipulate to the voicemail messages in terms of the information regarding who left the message, when it was left, and so forth.
We have declined.
Yes. Exhibit 84, I said at the time it would be offered for illustrative purposes, but I accepted the state's request that they could revisit as to whether it would be an admitted exhibit, and that's what I've just done, and I'm ruling it is not an admitted exhibit, it is illustrative or demonstrative. I've already got it down.
Okay, great.
If you want to include to the jury that I've admitted it only for illustrative purposes, you can do that. It's up to them as to what they want to write down in their notes.
I understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, can we get the jury back in here?
Rise to the jury.
Please be seated.
Detective Mills, before we resume, I just wanted to ask a question. These are messages on the BlackBerry phone, is that right? Was Nicole Pietz's personal phone forwarded to her BlackBerry phone?
It was.
So a caller could call her personal phone and it would leave a message on the BlackBerry.
Correct.
Go ahead and step down again if you would, and I believe we're up to the third call. What is the date and time of the third call?
January 28th, 2006 at 13:08 hours or 1:08 p.m.
And Detective, is that, based on the chart, Exhibit 84 that's down below there, is that the approximate time that there was a call from the defendant to Nicole?
Yes. Noted down here where I'm pointing, it states at 1:07 p.m. Voicemail time is captured at 1:08 p.m.
Thank you. Go ahead and play, Detective.
Hey, Billy, I'm on my break, so I was just calling to see what's going on. See, it's 1:09. I'll be on break until about 2 o'clock. Give me a call. I love you. Bye. David?
And the date and time of the next call is what?
It's the same day, the 28th. Now it's 16:19 hours or 4:19 p.m.
And is that, again, approximate time that there was a call recorded from 24-Hour Fitness phone to Nicole's phone?
Yes, as noted on this chart down here, it's noted at 4:18 p.m.
Go ahead.
Yeah, give me a call. I need to know what we're doing, if I need to stop and get food or anything for Ellen and Jason and stuff like that. So give me a call. I love you. Bye.
And what's the next date and time?
Next call, also the 28th, January 28th, 2006 at 16:28 hours or 4:28 p.m.
Okay. Go ahead and play that.
Hey, Nikki, it's Pam. I was just calling to check in with you. I missed you today at the meeting. And I just wanted to say I hope everything's okay with you and happy birthday and hope all is well. I called the number the other day, but I don't think it was you. But I sent the very same message. But I'm just sure it wasn't you because it didn't say Nicole Pietz in the voicemail. So I don't know who I left the message with, but I hope all is well. And God bless you. I'm going to Bible study meeting tonight, so I'll be leaving at about 5:30. It's 4:30 now. If you feel the need to call before then, you can. And I just love you very much, and I am praying for you. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.
And what time and date is the next call?
January 28th, 2006 at 17:18 hours or 5:18 p.m.
And is that, again, an approximate time that the defendant placed a call to Nicole on that Saturday?
It is, as noted down here on the chart at 84, it's 5:17 p.m. noted.
Go ahead.
Hey, why did you Ellen says she's trying to get a hold of you too. I just called to see if you were over there. So, check your phone out. Give me a call. Because I thought you were going over there. I thought you were going to be there like around 5, and I was going to be there at 6. I got off a little early. I got some overtime. So, give me a call or call Ellen. We don't even know what we're doing for dinner. I love you. Bye.
What's the next date and time, Detective?
January 28th, 2006 at 17:48 hours or 5:48 p.m.
Go ahead.
Hey, Nikki, it's Karen and Lee. We are out driving around. It's about 10 to 6, and we're actually heading north on I-5, just kind of wandering around. But since we're in your neck of the woods still, wanted to see what you were up to. I will try to give you a call at home. If you want, give me a call on my cell phone. I will talk to you later. Bye.
And what's the next date and time?
Next call is just after midnight, so it's now the 29th or January 29th, 2006 at 00:30 or 12:30 a.m.
Okay. And what's the next?
Next voicemail is on the 29th at 01:06 hours or 1:06 a.m.
Wait, it's Camera. I just got an email from Kate about you not being home all day. Call me.
What's the next one?
Next message is at January 29th, 2006 at 09:47 or 9:47 a.m.
Dude, it's your sister. Where are you? Give me a call. I'm at home. I love you. Bye.
What's the next one?
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 11:37 hours or 11:30 a.m.
Go ahead.
Hi, Nikki, this is Rod calling. We don't know what's going on, but your mother and I and your whole family are worried pretty sick about you. We don't know where you are or where you've vanished to. So please have the courtesy to call your mother if you should check the messages at any time. We hope everything is okay with you, and you're in our prayers, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon.
Next date and time, please.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 11:38 hours or 11:38 a.m.
Hi, Nikki. This is Pam. I just spoke with your husband. Actually, he emailed me. And I just want to say something, okay? We love you. And no matter what's happened, we don't want you to feel like you have nobody that you can go talk to. No matter what's happened, Nikki, even if it was a relapse, we want you to know that we love you. And, you know, today's the first day of the rest of your life. And you can pick yourself back up and get back in the program if this is something that has happened. We just want to know that you're okay. Please call either myself, your husband, he's very concerned, somebody to let us know that you are okay, and you know, don't worry about it. We're here to support you, and, you know, bad things happen to good people, and we just want you back. Okay? My number is 360-886-0689. Please call me. Okay, bye-bye.
What's the next one?
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 11:48 hours or 11:48 a.m.
Nikki, hi, it's Ellen. I love you, and I hope you can call me.
Next one.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 12:50 hours, 12:50 p.m.
Hey, Nikki, this is Dan, Tanya's boyfriend. Hey, I need to talk to you. Can you give me a call, please? Thanks.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 12:54 hours or 12:54 p.m.
Hey, Nikki, it's Barbara. I hope you're listening to your messages. I am so worried about you. Man, I don't know what to do. I hope you're okay, and I hope you're somewhere safe. I did talk to David, so I know you're out there somewhere. But please give me a call. I need to talk to you so bad. And I love you, and we're not judging you. No matter what is going on in your life right now, I just want you to be safe and to be well. And I will help you in any way I can. And you know that for a fact. So please, give me a call. Let me know you're okay. That's all I'm asking right now. And I'm praying for you, okay? I love you. Bye-bye.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 13:08 hours or 1:08 p.m.
Hey, it's Cynthia. Just call and let you know you can come over whenever you want. I'm home. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 13:47 hours or 1:47 p.m.
Hey, Nikki, it's Barbara again. Honey, I'm so worried about you. Just give me a call. Let me know that you're okay. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. If you want me to come and be with you, I will listen. I will not judge you. I just want you to be okay. I don't know what else to say. I just keep waiting for the phone to ring. So just call me, okay? I love you, and I'll come be with you if you want. That's no problem. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Next call is on January 29th, 2006 at 16:46 hours or 4:46 p.m.
Hey, Nikki, it's Lisa. I expected to hear from you by now, so I'm just calling back to see if you were answering. Hope everything's okay, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 17:03 hours, which is 5:03 p.m.
Hey, Miss Vicki, it's Barbara again. I'm sorry to keep bothering you, but if you just call me, let me know how you are. Give me a sign that I know you're still out there somewhere and just having a hard time. If you want me to come and be with you so you can talk or just be with somebody, I'd be glad to do that too. I love you very much. Everybody loves you very much. Not just your immediate family, but everybody here. So, give me a call, please. I'll talk to you. Bye.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 17:43 or 5:43 p.m.
Hi, Vicki, it's Randy. I was just calling to remind you, going to be that inversion table in tomorrow. I just now picked it up. So if you have any questions, you can call me back. My number is 425-246-5369. And it is quite tall. It's almost as tall as I am. Hopefully you have a truck or something. If not, I can bring it by. Just go ahead and give me a call back and let me know. It'll be more convenient for you. I will talk to you later. Hope you're having a good one. Bye-bye.
Next call is January 29th, 2006 at 23:19 hours, which is 11:19 p.m.
Hi, Nicole. It's Mom. I don't know where you are, and we're all very worried. Rod and I are here in Seattle, staying at the Holiday Inn over here off of exit 26. Anyway, my cell number is 623-680-5571. When you get this message, dear, please call me immediately, day or night. I just really need to talk to you, and I love you.
Next call is now Monday, January 30th, 2006 at 0704 hours or 7:04 a.m.
Nikki, this is Rod. We're in Seattle, and if for some reason you get this message, please call us on our cell phone. I think both your mom's cell phone and mine, so we're anxiously waiting to hear from you. I hope everything is fine. Bye.
Next call is still Monday, January 30th, 2006 at 10:34 hours or 10:34 a.m.
Nikki, this is Julie. I'm calling on Monday morning. We just got a phone call from David early this morning that you were missing. Sweetheart, I don't know what is going on, but I want you to call us here at the house at 360-456-8682. We won't ask any questions. I just want to know that you're safe. Please, Nikki, call us. I love you dearly. We all love you. Honey, please, if you've walked away for whatever reason, please give me a call. I have been there, honey. I've been there so many times. Please let me hold your hand. Please let me walk you through this. Please, I don't want anything to happen to you. I love you very much. You are like a daughter to me, and I don't want anything to happen to you. Please call us. Whatever the problem, we can work through this as a family. And if not, I can work through this just you and me. Please, sweetheart. Please, please, please. I hope you're safe. I just hope you're safe. That's all I want to know. These last 3 days have been horrible weather. And of course we're all feeling how awful we feel when these days are so gloomy. But honey, nothing could be as bad. Nothing, nothing, nothing as we not knowing that you're safe. Please, I'm here at the house. You can call me on my cell. You can call that number, or you can call me here at the house. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Nikki, I really pray that you're okay. Honey, I love you. Please take care of yourself. Please don't let anybody hurt you. Please, please, I hope I have contacted you in time to help you. Give me a call, Nikki, please. Bye-bye.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 10:42 hours or 10:42 a.m.
Hey, Nikki, it's Barbara. I'm calling you from work. Hopefully you're listening to your messages. I'm not sure if you are or not, but if you are, and I've said it before, call me, please. Let me know you're okay. Let me know what's going on. Even if you've relapsed, hon, I just want to know you're okay, and I still love you. Everybody loves you. Your family and your family at Benson. And we don't care. We just want you back, okay? So please, give me a call. Let me know you're okay. And David is just worried sick. Me too. And all of us are, so give me a sign somehow, please. And I'll continue praying for you, just so we get you back in one piece, okay? I love you. Bye-bye.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 11:05 hours or 11:05 a.m.
Nikki, hi, this is Pam. You have a girlfriend. You have a ton of people worrying about you. No matter what has happened, Nikki, we just want to know that you are okay. Please, please, please call one of us. You can call my home number, 360-886-0689. You can call my cell phone number, 253-569-7686. Nikki, please, we just want to know that you are okay. So no matter what has happened, please just call us and let us know that you are okay. We love you, and we're all concerned for you. And you have your parents up here. I mean, we are worried. Please call one of us. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, girl.
Next phone calls or phone messages at January 30th, 2006, still Monday, 12:36 hours or 12:36 p.m.
Nikki, this is Julie. I'm so worried. I'm walking around here not knowing what to think. Please give me a call. Honey, I don't know what's going on, and I have the chills worried about you. Please, we won't let anybody touch you. You can come and stay with us if you want until we can get you back to where you can cope. I just need you to call me, sweetheart. Please call me. 360-701-3502. That's my cell number. Please, give me a call. Let me go get you. I'll go pick you up no matter where you are. Just call me, please. We're so worried about you. Bye-bye.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 15:14 hours or 3:14 p.m.
Yes, if you take the messages, call us, please.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 15:27 hours or 3:27 p.m.
Nikki Pietz, this is Andrea. It's almost 3:30 on Monday, and I need you to call me ASAP and stuff. Yeah, because we need to talk. Okay, bye.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 15:30 hours or 3:30 p.m.
Thank you, Dawn. I really...
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 16:21 hours or 4:21 p.m.
Hey, Nikki, it's Kelly. Give me a call back when you get my message. Okay, bye.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 16:44 hours or 4:44 p.m.
Hi, Ruby. Hi, I'm Tiger. Miss Sylvia. Please give me a call when you get this 206-331-2458. Bye-bye.
Next call is January 30th, 2006 at 17:31 hours or 5:31 p.m.
Hey Nikki, it's Andrea. It's almost 5:30 on Monday night. I'm just calling because I'm worried about you. I heard that you didn't show up for work today, and I want to make sure that everything's okay. So if you get this, please call me. I don't care what time of day it is. Just give me a call and let me know that you're okay, all right? Talk to you later. Bye.
Next call is still January 30th, 2006, on Monday at 19:29 hours or 7:29 p.m.
Hi, Nikki. It's Barbara again. I want to talk to you so bad. Please give me a call. Let me know you're okay. I love you so much, and I miss you. Everybody misses you here, and nobody is judging you, let me tell you. And I mean, we need you back here with us. Nobody knows what's going on, and I hope you're okay. If you can get a call through to me, that would be really great. I'm taking my phones to bed so I can't miss anything, so please give me a call, okay? Please. I love you. Bye-bye.
Next call is still Monday, January 30th, 2006, at 19:49 hours or 7:49 p.m.
Hey, Nicole Pietz, it's your best boyfriend, Josh. Give me a call. Love you. Bye.
Next call is, it's now January 31st, Tuesday, 2006. Time is 07:02 hours or 7:02 a.m.
Hi, Nikki. This is Pam. It is Tuesday morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I'm going to give you my work number, 253-373-7595, extension 8771. It goes straight into voicemail. That's all it is my voicemail, so you'll never get me by person on it. But what I want you to do, and it's only my voicemail, but what I would like you to do, Nikki, is if you are still with us, to please call that number and just say that you're alive. We have so many people concerned about you right now, and we don't know what to do. Girlfriend, your mom's up from Arizona. You know, your husband and me and Barbara are just beside ourselves with worry. And what you want to do with your life is your decision, but what we want to know is just that you are okay. So please call and just say that you're okay. That's really all we want. We love you, and we hope the best for you, but we do want to know that you're okay. Please call and just say that. All you have to do is just say, I'm okay. That's all you want to say, that's fine. We just want to know you're okay. Please, Nikki, call and let us know. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Next call is also January 31st, 2006, 07:44 hours or 7:44 a.m.
Hi, Nick. It's Mom. I don't know where you are, darling. I'm so worried about you, and I love you so much. Look, dear, if you just needed to get away, could you please call and just tell me you're okay? You know, I love you. I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter. The only thing matters is that you're okay. Please call me. Let me come and get you. You know, you can still salvage your job. You can still do things if you come back now. Please, darling, I love you. Everybody loves you, and nothing matters except that you're okay. Please call me. Thank you, honey.
Next call is January 31st, 2006, at 08:13 hours or 8:13 a.m.
Hey, Nikki, it's Barbara. I'm just hoping that you're doing okay. I've been thinking about you a lot, all day, 24/7. I just want to know if maybe your cell phone is not charged. I don't even know if you have your charger with you, but if you hear this message, please give me a call. I miss you so much, and I love you. And your family is just so worried about you. That includes Benson Hill. So if you give me a call, I hope you can, and that you're not hurting anyway. So I will talk to you later, hopefully, or I'll see you soon. I hope. I love you, hon. Bye.
Detective, if you recall, and if you don't, we'll put that screen up, how many voicemails did we just listen to? Can you put that screen back up, Detective Pavlovich? Can you pause it? Thank you. Can you count those for us, just so we know how many we just listened to?
We're at 37 here.
And were there any voicemail messages left on her BlackBerry from the messages you reviewed that were prior to this time period, prior to her missing? Do you recall?
Yeah, there were a couple of voicemails prior to the 24, 25, and 26 that we received.
So how many voicemails total were on her BlackBerry, if you
There
recall?
was 40 total that we had records.
Thank you. You can take your seat again. And Detective, from your review of listening to the voicemails, were there any messages on the voicemail from the defendant worrying about her or asking where she was?
Asking where she was.
Worrying about her, expressing concern about where she was.
The last message was on the 28th, 5:17 p.m. And you might have asked where she was in relation to their dinner engagement
Okay.
with somebody.
The one on the Saturday?
Yes.
Any messages after that from him?
I'm going to object. The message has been played. That his characterization or interpretation of them is irrelevant.
There were some that we didn't listen to. None of those were from her husband. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you. From your review of the records, Detective, obviously we listened to a series of voicemail messages. Were there more calls placed to her phone after she went missing than we heard voicemail messages for?
Lots of phone calls where people chose not to leave messages, but we do have records of the call in the call detail records.
Did you go through her phone records from her BlackBerry to figure out about how many calls were placed to her BlackBerry phone on the 28th of January?
I did.
And approximately how many calls were placed to her phone on the 28th?
There was approximately, and I say approximately because the CDR, due to the call forwarding issue, sometimes doubled up calls. But I think I accounted for those. So there was approximately 15 incoming calls on the 28th, with 7 leaving voice messages.
And how many incoming calls to her phone on the 29th?
There was 20 incoming calls, or I'll say approximately 20 incoming calls, with 14 voice messages left.
And on the 30th of January, how many calls came into her phone?
Approximately 25 calls came in with 13 voice messages left.
And on the 31st, how many calls came into her phone?
Approximately 26 calls came in with 3 voice messages left.
And again, just to be clear, were there any other calls other than these that are reflected on the 28th from the defendant to her phone?
No.
Detective Mellis, on the phone records for the defendant's phone that you reviewed, do they reflect calls he placed to 911?
They do, yes.
And did you go through and figure out dates and times that he placed calls to 911?
I did.
Can you indicate the first time that he called 911?
The first call the defendant made to 911 was on January 28th, Saturday, 2006, at 22:03 hours or 10:03 p.m.
And did you record the duration of that call?
I don't have notes. No, I don't.
Do you mind looking and seeing if you can find that in the records, how long that call was?
Quickly, I cannot. I
Okay,
need to
let's go.
review.
When is the second time that he called 911?
The second time 911 was called from the defendant's phone was on the 29th, Sunday, at 14:56 hours or 2:56 p.m.
And was there a third time that a call was placed to 911?
There was.
What was that?
That was the same day, approximately an hour later at 3:59 p.m.
Thank you, Detective. I want to talk for a moment about this 11:50 a.m. phone call that was placed from Nicole's BlackBerry.
Yes.
As part of your work on this case, did you attempt to obtain coverage maps from AT&T that would show information about the tower that that phone call hit off of and the coverage area for that tower?
I did. It was a primary focus.
And did you spend a considerable amount of time doing that?
Yes.
And what was your goal? What were you hoping to get from them?
Prior to obtaining the coverage maps, I simply knew that the call at 11:50 hours connected to that cell site, but I didn't know specifically what sector. So as I determined which sector it did in fact connect to, my goal was to really see what AT&T themselves would display as a coverage area for that sector. This is above and beyond what they would have offered us in general descriptions of cell tower sectors. They offer us addresses of cell sites, heights, characteristics of the cell site. They also tell us what degree of a 360-degree circle the particular sector is facing, and they tell us how wide that is. But I know that the information they provide for us is general, and it will not display an absolute perfect area of coverage for that sector, just from the data that they provide us. In my opinion, the only way to get an accurate representation of where does a cell sector actually cover is to get the data straight from a radio frequency engineer from, in this case, AT&T. So that was my goal, to get the most accurate depiction of the particular sector that connected that call.
And did you want to get the accurate coverage as it existed in 2006?
I did. That was a primary.
Did you eventually get what's been admitted as State's Exhibit 73?
I did.
Did this come from AT&T?
It did.
Prior to getting this, did you get earlier versions of maps?
I received one or two emailed maps that discussed the particular cell site I was interested in at 1333 Stewart Street, Seattle. But I asked for a more detailed one because what I initially got wasn't complete.
And I'm going to show you, it was marked and admitted as Exhibit 77 yesterday. Take a moment to look at that. Is this something that you received during the investigation from AT&T?
I did. This was the first formal response I had from them actually sending a map.
And did that satisfy what you were looking for?
No. I could tell from training and experience that this did not accurately depict the real coverage area of this particular cell site, particularly in relationship to other cell sites in the area and in relation to the realities of geography of downtown Seattle.
And when you say you could tell that, how by just looking at that could you tell that wasn't going to work for you?
Well, because these different colors that are representing the sector radio broadcast area or the sector coverage area have no limits. They just go on to the limit of probably what the specification of the antenna reads. In fact, in one case, it just simply goes to the water and stops. But I know that there's buildings and other variations built into the system to keep the signal in a particular spot that AT&T wants it to be in, so it doesn't interfere with other sectors. And it works in tandem with the other cell sites downtown to provide coverage for the whole city.
So ultimately, you kept trying to seek what you wanted, which was
Yes.
the Exhibit 73 we just talked about?
Yes, that 73 ended up being the most accurate depiction of the big picture of what's going on with AT&T's towers downtown.
And when you received the map like that, was your understanding that was from 2006, what you wanted?
Yes, the folks I was working at AT&T told me the data came from late January 2006.
Now, did you prepare a map that actually shows what this covers, streets, buildings, et cetera, like a Google type map?
It does. I know that the maps provided from AT&T, for this case and other cases, they simply give what we ask, which is a coverage map. They will not put things in the map like buildings or addresses of note to the case, things I know about, but that they won't do for me. So we have to add notations. We have to make it clear what, is this San Francisco, is this Seattle, or what. So I do have to add things to the map to make it clear to the viewer.
It's exhibit 86 is the word.
Second, Melissa, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 86. Before I offer to show it, I just want you to explain what this is.
Well, this is I call it an overlay map. I've used the cell site coverage area map provided by AT&T, the one with all the colors on it. And I've overlaid all the streets of Seattle to include buildings from a satellite view map. Frankly, it came from Google Earth or Bing Maps or something. But I was able to match street for street, land feature for land feature, to overlay so the viewer could see not only the coverage areas, but what areas in the city might be familiar to them as landmarks, so you can understand what we're talking about.
Let me ask you a question first about Exhibit 73.
Yes.
Does the downtown Seattle 24-hour fitness fall in this 22042 sector coverage area?
It does.
And does the exhibit that you have in front of you help you to show that further, being an overlay map that shows buildings?
It is. The address I wanted to make sure was visible was 18270 Yale Avenue, which is the building that encompasses the business 24-hour fitness.
I would offer Exhibit 86.
No objection for illustrative purposes.
So, Detective Mellis, can you just step down if you would, and showing on Exhibit 86, can you just point out again, first of all, where is Sector 22042, where that 11:50 a.m. call hit on Exhibit 86?
That would be the sector in a red rose color with the numbers 22042 imposed on it.
Okay, and where on this exhibit is the 24-hour fitness building in downtown Seattle?
That building, I'm pointing to it right now. It's a large rectangular shaped building that people passing through downtown might notice as a common landmark.
Thank you. I'm going to show you another exhibit.
Stage exhibit 87.
Second, I'm going to show you Exhibit 87. Is this a close-up of what we just showed in which you marked actual addresses and locations?
It is a closer view with the goal of really showing the sector 22042 and primarily to show which buildings generally fall within that sector.
Thank you. I would offer 87 for illustrative purposes, Your Honor.
By that, you still maintain your objection to the general issue of the cell towers.
Correct, Your Honor, as to all of these maps.
Right, so you're setting no objection, you're reserving that objection.
That's correct. I intend to reserve that objection.
Detective, if you could just step down and show us, I guess, how does this relate to the exhibit you just talked about, 86?
So on the larger exhibit, the area I was trying to cover is the outskirts of 22042, the sector coverage area, and some of the surrounding area. So essentially this is just a blow-up that shows that area. Being careful to include the cell site 75 at that particular address, 1333 Stewart Street, and to show the general coverage area of the sector that faces to the southwest, which is 22042 in AT&T's nomenclature, and then a partial view of the other sectors that do come off of this tower.
And so the 24-hour fitness building falls within that red area, is that right?
The 24-hour fitness building is highlighted here with the white circle and the notation 24-hour fitness, 1827 Yale Avenue.
And Detective, I think you testified yesterday that you've been to the 24-hour fitness building, is that right?
I have been, yes.
And have you also been to the location of that tower at 1333 Stewart Street?
I have been. It's a single-story business in Seattle. The antenna arrays are on the top of the building. The distance between the building the distance between this building at 1333 Stewart Street and the 24-hour fitness building is about 188 yards. I've been on top of this building, the cell site structure building, view the antenna arrays for all three sectors on this site.
I'm going to have you stay there for one moment and show you something else. I'm going to show you what's been admitted as Exhibit 72. Do you recognize this?
I do.
And did you take that photograph?
I did.
And is this cell site 75?
The building is, in general, or the three sectors on this building combined are called cell site 75. This particular picture is the antenna array or sector noted as 22042 by AT&T's naming nomenclature.
So this is Sector 2 that we're seeing here.
Also called Sector 2, yes.
Can you see from this photograph, Exhibit 72, can you tell us where, in relation to this, the building that houses the 24-hour fitness is?
I can. I call it sort of a landmark because many people can see this building from downtown Seattle. The front door, or the lobby door to 24-hour fitness, is to the left side of this picture where I'm pointing now.
So just for the record, your finger is pointing below a little red billboard on the left side of the picture?
There is a billboard there. There's a white or light-colored pickup truck parked directly in front of the lobby doors to 24-hour fitness.
Thank you, Detective. Detective Mellis, we talked a little bit yesterday when you were on the stand about the fact that you reviewed work records for the defendant for 24-hour fitness and
Yes.
also looked at garage records for 24-hour fitness. Just one moment. Sorry, you're all right. I'm trouble finding something. They look like a little thin.
State exhibits 88 and 89.
Thank you. Second, I'm going to show you exhibits 88 and 89. Are these records for the defendant's work hours at 24-hour fitness for January of 2006, and also records for garage exit and entry for the defendant for January 2006?
Yes, they are.
All right, counsel, which is which for purposes
Yeah,
of the record?
thank you, and I was going to do that, Your Honor. Can you let me know which exhibit is the hours for 24-hour fitness?
The work hours, 24-hour fitness is Exhibit 89. The garage clock in, clock out, swipe times is Exhibit number 88.
Thank you. I'm going to offer those. We had a previous stipulation as to these records.
No objection. Admitted.
And Detective, from reviewing those records, did you create a calendar that indicated on each day in January of 2006 the defendant's clock in and clock out times both at the garage and 24-hour fitness?
I did.
Stacy's at 90. Being offered for illustrative purposes.
I am going to offer it, Your Honor, yes.
Any objection for illustrative purposes?
If I could have one moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, I guess I would just maintain my prior objection to his review of the records and so forth, in terms of summary evidence.
Okay. Objection is overruled. It may be used for demonstrative or illustrative purposes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, if you could sit down, I'd like to just have you explain to the jury how to read or review Exhibit 90 here.
Well, what I did was
I'll tell you one more time. Demonstrative or illustrative versus a regular an exhibit admitted for all purposes. The distinction is whether it goes to the jury room with you. If I say it's only for illustrative or demonstrative purposes, you will not see it back in the jury room.
So, Detective, obviously there's different colors. Can you just explain what you did here?
Well, first of all, it is a calendar map of January 2000 to January to the 28th of January. Conveniently, the defendant's work history literally started on the 1st, so I didn't have to include other months. So what we have is all that we have for that month. I color-coded the two sets of records colors. So yellow is from the records from the employee clock in, clock out at his work site records. The green is a swipe in, swipe out time from the garage in that building that houses 24-hour fitness.
Okay, so can I just, we'll just pick an example of, can you pick just a particular day that you can then tell us what times and what they mean so we make sure that we're all understanding how you did this?
Yes. Although the map's a little squished, for example, it's easy to note that the defendant did not work Tuesday or Wednesdays throughout the whole month. So visually, I guess you need to understand that as to why it's kind of a squished map. Well, we'll take Thursday the 5th as an example. The yellow times indicate that the employee showed up at 10:40 hours, clocked out for a lunch.
And let me just clarify. When it says 10:40, that is from a record that you reviewed of a clock-in time.
Yes.
So you're just relying on the record. You don't know necessarily that that's the moment he appeared at the gym.
No, the yellow are strictly from the employee's time card records. Green strictly from the actual swipe-in electronic time.
Okay, so go ahead, back to the
So
5th.
for the 5th, for example, the employee is supposed to show up or is recorded at showing up at 10:40, goes to a meal from 2:30 p.m. until 5:22 p.m. I notated the lunch time out. In this case was 52 minutes for lunch. And then the out time, which apparently denotes the end of the day for that employee, is 19:02, or in this case 7:02 p.m. So in essence, the employee shows up at 10:40 and is gone by 7:02, according to his company records.
Okay, and then how about the green garage information?
So on the 5th, the green garage records show an actual capture time from the physical activity of swiping the card in the garage. The in for this one was 10:34 a.m., the out 8:40 p.m.
I want to talk about a couple of dates in particular. I want you to go down to Friday the 27th, if you would.
Yes.
And indicate the hours that you had from records for that date.
On the 27th, Friday, his in time was 15:32 or 3:32 p.m. With a meal notation from 7:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. Total time for lunch, 30 minutes. And then a final out time at 11:30 p.m.
And I don't see any green on that. Were there any records indicating entry or exit from the garage on Friday the 27th?
No, some days sporadically do not show any garage activity at all from the records. So therefore I couldn't fill anything in.
And let's look at Friday the 28th of January and tell us again the hours that are reflected in the records.
The 28th, 7th or 28th?
The 28th.
Saturday, the 28th, the in time is 0900 or 9 a.m. with a meal out at 12:59 or right about 1 p.m. and then back in at 14:10 or 2:10 p.m. for 71-minute lunch hour, and then out for the day, according to this, at 5 p.m.
And how about the garage activity?
Garage activity shows a couple different times that are both, well, 2 entries for a particular time. The time is 9:02 in the morning. There's 2 entries for it, one called neutral, one called in. I do not know the difference between these two, but I know that they're the same time. And then there's an out time at 1:03 p.m., a neutral time at 2:05 p.m., and then an in time at 2:06 p.m. And then a final out time for the day at 16:52 or 4:52 p.m.
And I noticed that that word neutral is in other places. You do not know what that means, is that right?
I do not know, although I noted that it is generally within 1 minute of what they call in time.
And are there any places on the map related to the garage, or I'm sorry, the calendar, where it reflects an in time for the garage but no out time, or vice versa?
There is a particular area. The 23rd shows an out time of 20:54 hours, and I don't know why it reflected an out and not an in.
There was no record showing an in, I'm assuming.
Correct.
And how about on the date of January 1st for the garage?
That shows what appears to be an in time, or come into the garage time at 09:54.
I'm sorry.
An in time at 09:54, also a neutral time of 09:54 hours, but there is no other notation throughout the day of an out time.
And again, do you have any explanation for that?
I have some theories, but no, I don't know for sure.
There was no record reflecting an out time for the garage for that date?
Correct.
Okay. Detective Mellis, just overall, why is it that you prepared a calendar like this of the times the defendant was at work and in and out of the garage? What was that part of?
Well, it goes back to the 11:50 phone call. 11:50.
Actually, you can take your seat if you want to
Thank you.
look at that.
The purpose goes back to that 11:50 a.m. phone call from Nicole's BlackBerry into the 24-hour fitness main line. I was aware of who made the call. I was aware of when that call was made. I was also aware of what cell site handled that call. I was aware of what sector within that cell site made that call. And I was aware by this time of the general coverage area of that sector, 22042. That's all good, but it still left me with the question of how accurate is this data? And it left me with the question of, is there something I can do? Can I perform a test or some sort of an experiment to really see how often a person who is in the, or a phone, let me back up, the question being, when a given phone is actually in the 24-hour fitness building, and it's a AT&T or singular phone at the time, what towers and sectors is it really going to connect to? And what I noticed is that since we had the defendant's phone records, and since the defendant had a singular phone at the time, and that I knew that the defendant was at or near his work site at these times, my thought was, well, there's my experiment right there. I could look at Dave Pietz's phone records, and I could determine when we thought that Dave Pietz was physically in the 24-hour fitness building and happened to make a phone call. And then I could rule out any other times that the phone records indicated that Dave was maybe not exactly in the building, maybe off at lunch somewhere else, with a goal of finding out, well, when Dave Pietz's singular cell phone is inside the 24-hour fitness building, what towers does he connect to? Is it going to be consistent with the 1150 call that Nicole's BlackBerry made?
And so, to accomplish this, did you go through the defendant's cell phone records to figure out how many calls came in or out of that phone during time periods where at least his work records would reflect that he would be in that building?
I did. I looked at every single phone call the defendant's phone made, either incoming or outgoing, for January 2006, during the times that he was scheduled to be at work.
And from the phone records that you received from AT&T, for those either incoming or outgoing calls to or from the defendant's phone, did the records provide the tower information so that you could know what cell tower and what sector of a cell tower the particular calls were hitting off of?
They did.
I'm going to show you a chart that was admitted yesterday as Exhibit 74 that lists cell towers. Take a moment to look at that, Detective. And first of all, I just want to know, do you recognize these tower addresses and numbers as towers that you came across in the defendant's cell phone records from January of 2006 that we're just talking about?
Yes, these are all, again, from the defendant's records. The addresses come from the AT&T's basically master list of the towers.
And from looking at this, do these appear to be towers that were involved with his phone calls during that time period of January 2006 while he was at work?
During his work hours, yes.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 75. I'm not going to offer this. I just want to ask, did you compile a report that ultimately explained what you were able to find out from this examination that you've just testified to?
I did.
And is that, in fact, State Exhibit 75?
Yes, it is.
State Exhibit 91.
Detective Mellis, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 91. Can you flip through this, please? And I'm going to ask you a few questions about it.
Yes.
And Detective Mellis, would this exhibit assist you in explaining to the jury what you found out when you did this project you just described?
It would.
Does it contain pictures and information about your conclusions?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would offer this PowerPoint just for illustrative during Detective Mellis's testimony.
Your Honor, I just need a moment to review it. It's got a number of pages.
I'm sorry.
No, well, let's just take our recess at this point. Recess. If you want time to go through the document. Is it that much? Eric?
Mr. Offenbecker, do you want to deal with this now or have the lunch hour go over? The reason I ask is if you're going to use the lunch hour and let the defendant go on upstairs, or if you want to sit and have a discussion, we'll go ahead and send the jury out.
Your Honor, I think we can just address it now.
Okay. In that case, have a seat and we'll let the jury go. Is that it, Terry? Well, while she's back there with one juror, is the defense objecting to this exhibit as illustrative?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's wait till the juror leaves and do it. Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, we would object to exhibit, and now I'm forgetting the number. 91. For illustrative purposes. We've already made our objection as to the analysis and testimony by Detective Mellis generally as an inappropriate summary and analysis, and our position was that the records speak for themselves. They've already been admitted into evidence. I would renote that objection as to this PowerPoint presentation, also add that it's cumulative and that it's essentially, argument. It looks more like a closing argument type PowerPoint. Some of these diagrams are already here, and those diagrams can be used. Those are maps and so forth. There are statements of fact in the PowerPoint that the detective can testify to, but I think it overemphasizes testimony as well and certain facts. It's essentially like putting up excerpts of a police report on a PowerPoint presentation. This is his analysis, these various statements and so forth about the number of calls and so forth. So on those grounds, we're objecting to it for illustrative purposes.
I analogize it to the fact that we used to have white easels, and instead I would just write down, once he testified, 45 calls connected, I would write it down. I'm trying to make it a little easier and quicker. I'm not offering it substantively for exactly that reason, because I believe it's demonstrative. That would be my response. And there's no duplication of exhibits in here other than that first page, just a smaller version that, frankly, at this point, we'll quickly go over. So I believe it's demonstrative evidence.
As I see this exhibit, it is a pictorial representation of his testimony as to 63 cell phone calls from the defendant's phone allegedly during work hours, and shows the cell phone site where those calls connected. It shows the representation of the cell phone site for 45, which were to the allegedly to the tower in question, and then it describes the other phone calls that did not connect to that tower and connected to other towers. And it shows, I think, photographs of the other towers they connected to and the spread of the cell sites for those towers. And so it can be used for demonstrative purposes. I also recognize that frequently in the old days, before we had computers, the defense or prosecution would stand up there and on a whiteboard, in fact, as the person testified, write down the testimony. It was only pictorial, it was representative of the testimony, and then they'd pull it out for closing argument. It's acceptable. This electronic form, before they did it, handwriting up on the board, but it does the same thing, and they may use it in this case. All right, we'll be at recess.